With California lawmakers back at the state capitol, we are catching up with Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon.
The KCRA 3's Ashley Zavala sat down with him today to talk about his priorities for the final push of the year and also weighing in on a potential leadership change in the state assembly because he's felt some pressure before, Ashley.
He has felt some pressure back in May. Now, this final month of the state's legislative session can be hectic and busy, and Speaker Anthony Rendon says he's focused on several of California's most pressing issues. That includes legislation to boost housing supply and working on efforts to address the state's homelessness crisis, including Governor Gavin Newsom's Care Court proposal. That proposal could force some severely mentally ill into court-ordered care. He also says he wants to see more responsible gun control legislation and abortion access expansion bills get through the finish line at the end of this month, plus new laws that will make sure California stays on track to its environmental goals. We also followed up with Rendon on some of the Democratic drama that unfolded in the Assembly back in May, as Central California Assemblyman Robert Rivas claimed he had the votes to be the next Speaker of the Assembly. While voters elect members to the Assembly, those elected members then choose their leader, the Speaker. The two back then issued a joint statement acknowledging Rivas had the votes and agreed Speaker Rendon would remain in his leadership position until at least the end of this legislative session. I asked Speaker Rendon today what he would say if voters were to ask if this is his last month putting together policy as Speaker of the Assembly. Here's his response.
I'd say absolutely not. My job is, I get elected by my colleagues, so it's their choice to make. But I was elected for Speaker for this term, and this is not my last month.
You intend to continue being Speaker, is that my understanding, even through this upcoming election after?
Right, exactly. Okay. Yeah, I intend to continue.
Thanks.
Now, Speaker Rendon told us he thinks both he and Rivas are focused on making sure they end the legislative year strong and making sure Democrats perform well in the upcoming election. Meanwhile, in response to Rendon's comments, Assemblyman Rivas told us the two met in June to talk about a transition of power and that he looks forward to the will of the majority of the Democratic caucus being heard. Golston.
All right, Ashley, thank you.